Hey guys, Mr. E here, and today we're going to be taking a look at another of these lovely fail submissions. This one comes to us courtesy of our friends over on the Mr. E Members Only Discord, and that fail submissions channel is available to you if you are a channel member, or you can become a channel member. I'll be drawing from there first, but of course, if you don't have the means to become one, or you just don't like me enough, you can still send them to my email at misteretide@gmail.com, and I'll pick from there if I don't have any good ones over on the old Discord. Now today's submission is straight from Broken Caps Lock, and it seems to be a Havoc 32 or so. It's definitely a Havoc rank. Can't quite tell, but the title is H32, so maybe that means Havoc 32. And we are going to be feeling Relic Blade Chorus Zealot, interesting, and things go awry pretty quickly, pretty early on here, and then we're going to jump ahead a little bit and see what happens later, as there's a little bit of a gap where things kind of recover and they go downhill. So let's begin with the clip here, and let's see what's going on.
Chicken.
Okay. Oh geez, okay, yeah. This is a cluster over here. Are they gonna get this demon host in time? Okay, they got it. Wow, that was close. That was really close. Oh my god, they're paying for it though. Holy shit. Okay, do they... Well, they don't just die right here, right? I saw that earlier. I skimmed across this, and I saw they didn't die here. They do lose the Psyker, though. That's gonna suck. Oof. Big tail slap. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, my God, he's actually gonna get him up. Wow. Okay, nice. We're up. Now we just gotta dodge infinity lasers. We should be pumping, like this, killing the horde is great and all, but our damage potential is really good against these bosses if we can just hit them in the back. Oh my god. Remember, we don't have until death, so we're like incredibly vulnerable right now. Okay, good chorus, good chorus. Get out there, suppress that stuff. Get out there. Get that shit suppressed. Oh, we're scared. We're playing scared, I don't know why. Oh boy. And somehow we are like, what? Okay, there we go, there we go. We need to be plowing this, because our Relic Blade is one of the most effective weapons at Captain Shields. Like, it actually chunks them. It does like 400 damage per swing on light attacks. It's pretty nice. But okay, we're just shooting gunners. Why does everybody have the broken health bars with the squares? That patch is like out. It's in my mod set. You can just download it. If you remember, you have no excuse. Okay, the captain's dead. The veteran had a plasma gun. He wasn't just over here shooting all these things one time and killing them. Whatever. Okay, so they survive this. I'm assuming they get this health station. Let's skip forward a little bit here and see. Oh god. Okay, so something happens right here. What goes on? Oh god. I'm assuming they all get health. Oh, there's not enough health left for the veteran, so the veteran's fucked. Okay, he's got like literally 1 HP. That was an interesting decision to take it instead of the veteran when you're a zealot, but whatever. We need to get the fuck out of this doorway, because yeah, that. Like, get back in this big room while you can. Oh, the veteran's down. We can save him, right? Jesus Christ. Good taunt, good taunt. Get him, get him right now, get him right now. What are you doing? Get him. No, that was your chance, the taunt. Get him up, get him up. There we go, okay, we're good. We had chorus, okay, we're good. Right, I think we were not doing it because we were ready to do the chorus. Good repel on the burster there. Okay, we're fighting through this. Okay, let's skip forward a little bit more again, because I'm assuming it goes south. Okay, we're out in the open. This is the hard spot, right? Because you can get lots of bosses out here too, and this is super open. My recommendation here is to don't be out here. Get to the upstairs or go to that hallway on the right side. You don't want to be out in this open. There's too many spots where enemies can spawn, and it's super exposed. We're veteran. A veteran's in the hallway. Okay, he's okay. Oh god. Crusher. Oh, Jesus Christ. The veteran's just dead. What just happened to the veteran? Oh god, we're fucking dead too. This is why you don't want to be out here. Look at all those small gunners that took their time and just kind of showed up with like 50 of them at once. They just all kind of waddled out there while you were distracted fighting stuff. And now you get picked apart by a million small gunners that you have no way of countering because they're all so spread out. And now we're back in this hole where if a single pox bomber throws in here, we're fucked. Okay, push out, push out. You got your course. That's 7. Okay, that was kind of a waste. That's a sniper. Oh, God. Super lucky that pox grenade did not come inside the hole. Okay, we're gonna get him eventually. Oh, Jesus. It blew up the burster. Wait, who hit the burster? We gotta go back and check. Hold on, we gotta check that right now. Does he hit the burster with his stab? I think so. I think the burster gets hit with the stab. Very lucky that mutant wasn't there just in time. He was coming for the stop. Gotta get that sniper. But we've got the recon las gun for some reason. I don't know. I mean, the recon las is a good gun, but it's not exactly the... Oh, God. And here we go. Mutant at close quarters against Ogryns. He just gets repeatedly CC'd. This is the Ogryn tax. The penalty you face. Dude, get your dude up. No, it's the sniper. Holy shit. That was scaring the fuck out of me. Okay, and there's a boss. He needs to get the knockback. Pick him up right now. There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay, good revive speed. He's got revive speed, boys. We're grabbed. It's okay. We're getting knocked back. Maybe we get thrown out before they. And until that's almost up, it's like 20 seconds up. Get into cover. Get into cover. Get into cover. We have no HP. Oh my God. If there's like anything out here, he's dead. Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right. So a bunch of mistakes there. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning here. Let's first start with the build and meta stuff about like the setup. Is everything okay here? The build is, I think, incorrect. We are using Relic Blade. I don't know why, but I always see core zealots who are running Relic Blade. You are gimping your ability to provide valuable core support with the Relic Blade. I'm going to be honest with you. The Relic Blade doesn't have any perks that are going to give it extra crit. And so what you're going to be doing, because look, we are running Blazing Piety, so we're trying to get extra crit, and we're trying to probably do Invocation of Death to get our cooldowns back twice as fast. If you aren't critting consistently, then you are not getting your cooldown back as fast as you can. And also, this weapon is not synergistic with crit. It doesn't really care about crit as much as other weapons do. It gets like a 40 to 50, 60% boost to its damage when crits happen. Versus if we were running around with the dueling sword or the knife, or even the Devil's Claw, those weapons all have blessings that can provide you an extra 20% crit, either Riposte or Shred, which will give you way more consistent crit uptime and therefore faster cooldowns, and they are much more mobile, meaning that when you are using your chorus, or when you're about to use your chorus, you can use the movement tech on these weapons to give yourself a big boost in speed and then slide into position, or you can use your chorus to extend out into enemies and suppress them, and then use your movement and your ability to slide and be super evasive to get back to cover. One thing that I'll point out time and time again is that pretty much every one of the choruses that we use, excepting like two of these choruses are good. The other, like 7, are completely wasted, starting with this one right here. So, yeah, we'll start with this first wasted chorus. Okay, so we pulsed because our health was low, our gold toughness was low, but all these guys were already gold toughness because the veteran had literally just shouted. Like, look, he shouted like less than 3 seconds ago. So we're chorusing for us, and then we're just standing here. Chorus is an incredibly powerful offensive ability as well as a defensive ability because it suppresses every ranged enemy that is affected by the golden light. So it expands as you do more pulses. So you just run out into the middle of the field and they probably can't kill you through the damage, and then they get suppressed, and then your team pushes on the back of that while everything is standing still and doing the dance. Additionally, this would have been a great thing to do when your team is trying to get this Demon Host ritual done. So this is the thing we have to analyze here, because this is where it all starts to go south. We have 2 bosses and a Demon Host ritual. The Demon Host ritual is a time pressure, because look, it's actually kind of summoning. I think because this Psyker gets out here and gets far too far forward for some reason, it starts summoning at the fast rate. So he's got 30 seconds if you don't kill any of the summoners. that means that we have a time pressure now. We need to get over there and deal with the thing. The problem is that it's in a little cubby corner, and we've got not only a captain, but a beast of Nurgle on us. The captain has that stupid void shield. If he stands on top of one of those summoning ritual dudes and just body blocks him, you're fucked, because he can just stand there all day and waste your time. And the Burgle is so big, he's going to occupy that entire hallway, and as you just saw a second ago, that's exactly what's going to happen, right? What should we be doing? Well, what we shouldn't be doing is standing around here and fighting all this random trash stuff. Right there, that was our chance, right? And also this veteran has a chance too. The Burgle is just walking over there. What I think is the Ogryn probably taunted, and he's dragging the captain and the Burgle towards this thing. Killing that ritual should not be our job as the Ogryn. The Ogryn should be holding the attention of the bosses while everyone else goes and kills the ritual. And our chance right here, when we see this Burgle going over there, we need to try and stop this thing from getting over there, because if it does, I mean, you know what's going to happen. You're putting a Burgle at close quarters in a tiny space that it's like literally as big as the entire space. It's going to go bad. How do we stop it? Just walk up behind it and hit it. If you just walk up behind it and hit it, it'll turn around and it'll try to stop. Like every time you hit it, it's like, get the fuck out from behind me. It does a tail swipe, it does a belly flop, it turns and tries to puke on you, whatever it is, right? You're pissing it off and you're stopping it from getting over there. Both we and the veteran have a chance to do that, and neither one of us do. And also, we're over here. I don't know why. I don't know what we're doing over there. You know, just pretend for an instance, and I'll come back to this several times throughout this. Pretend for a second, anytime you're playing, that what happens to me if I get surprise trappered in the next 3 seconds, right? What happens if he gets surprise trappered when he's over there and literally everybody else is over here? You probably die, and maybe someone else has to come all the way over and get you, which probably throws the game, right? We need to be with our group. Like, this is if this summons, this is a game, the game's over. So why are we not all hands on deck for this thing right here? Also, all this time, by the way, we're not getting additional cooldown regeneration because we are not getting headshot, or we're not getting crits with our melee weapon. So we're going at regular cooldown speed, which means we're not going to have chorus when we need it. We should be using a fast mobile crit-based weapon so that we can get around and hit as many enemies as often as possible. And yeah, that's a big flaw here. So yeah, letting the Burgle get in here, big mistake. Being separated from the team here, big mistake. But you know, they're all going to die in the corner anyway. When we get into this corner, we get so unbelievably lucky. Like, I can't even express how lucky this is. The game was nearly over, like, right at this point. I mean, the game was a loss anyway. But right here, watch this. Okay, so we hit this strike. Oops, I didn't mean to double click. But we go around this right side here. We swing this right-hand strike. We swing this left-hand strike. And this attack right here, I don't think this was intentional at all. But it ends up being a perfect headshot on the Ritualist and kills the last Ritualist with like less than a tenth of a second before this mutant had grabbed us. If we hadn't done that, if we hadn't gotten that like perfect headshot, which I think was just mere chance, we would get picked up and thrown over here, and then everybody's dead. Because at this point, that one last Ritualist, you would not be able to kill them before like all this shit goes down, right? We would chorus, and now would be when the ritual would be getting summoned in. So we would all be dead at this point. Fortunately, we lived through this. This chorus is okay, right? That chorus is okay. It gets everybody back on their feet. It's the one of the only 2 choruses that's okay at this point. We are not using the right attacks to be killing this Beast of Nurgle. Again, like, the Relic Blade's a cool weapon and all, but you need to know which attacks to use when. It's like a high knowledge-based weapon. So if you're not able, or you don't know the moves to use to eliminate bosses, like the sprint cancel like thrust, or just using your heavy attacks, you're not going to get any value out of it. And I think we're using the bad mark too. Okay, so yeah, we get that done. Thank God the Ogryn drops a cluster bomb here, and it actually like stalls enough to get us back up, which I think is like crazy. That's crazy again, we're just freaking out here. I think we have like no idea what's going on, and we're just spamming random attacks, to be honest. You know, at least we're killing lots of stuff. But finally we throw a couple of attacks at the Burgle. We've been like unempowered on our blade this entire time, by the way. Okay, so here's another chorus, another great example of a wasted chorus, right? We pulse, but what are we doing? Okay, everybody's already golded. Everybody's all golded, toughed up, and also the veteran just shouted, so like we were good anyway, right? Look at our toughness. We're already gold. Like, everyone's already gold, and you'll be gold for the next 10 seconds. So we now use chorus, but the 2 things that chorus can do is it can suppress these enemies, or if you stand right next to melee enemies, they can't move, right? So we could be standing next to the captain so that he's paralyzed and we can give him the beatdown, Or we could go and suppress all these ranged enemies. We don't do either. We just stand here, like letting enemies look at us for 10 seconds. And yeah, so like that's the sort of chorus that I keep seeing over and over, and I'm really not liking it. And then we for some reason like give ourselves the honored role of shooting elites and specials for this whole time, when that should be the veteran doing this shit. You are a Mystery channel member. Go to the mods section right now, download health bars, download better buff management. Get your buffs under control with better buff management, and get your health bars fixed, because you are still running a like 6-month out-of-date version of health bars that has these orange squares instead of the actual like icons for that. And turn off your damage numbers. Thank you. Yeah, but all that's patched on the Mystery like mod set right now. So yeah, get that fixed. Okay, there we go. That's all done. We get past this point. Let's talk about the next really silly thing that's done here. Why did we take the health? Okay, hopefully you can see the Ogren was at right here. The Ogren is at 19 HP. Clearly there's 2 charges on this Medicade. Clearly he's taking 1, right? The Ogren has like 300 HP, or like he has that non-havoc modes, but you know, he's a lot of HP, like 200 or so, and he's only got 19. He's got 2 wounds, so he's the best person to take one of these charges, obviously. Who gets the second charge? The veteran has 3 HP and no wounds, and we have 34 HP and 1 wound, right? So if we go down, we could die, but can we go down is the question. We have Until Death coming up in like less than 10 seconds. No, we can't die. If something surprises us and hits us a couple of times, we will go Until Death, and we'll have 5 seconds to sort our shit out, right? It's 5 seconds to get the fuck out of there. If the veteran gets shot with 1 bullet and then 1 melee attack hits him, he's going down. And this is another one of those situations where, like, okay, pretend that within 3 seconds of that happening, you get trappered, right? Out of nowhere, you get fucking trappered. Then guess what? You have 1 person who's still alive, who has to clutch this stuff, right? Who has to get you back up and get this veteran back up. You should be giving this to the veteran, because 3 health is too low, right? Nobody should be trying to play that level of perfect that you're on a 3 health margin. And obviously what's going to happen to him is he's going to get tapped 1 time, and if he goes down at the wrong moment, you just lose the game on the spot, because now your player instantly dies. Fortunately, he does get downed in a place where they can actually get to him, but this also irks me, and I feel like I'm being kind of rough on Caps Lock here, but hey, he submitted to the thing. So we are Zealot, right? We are Zealot. Zealot, you should be running 3 cooldown, or not cooldown reduction, but cooldown reduction and revive speed curios. That's 36% revive speed. The Zealot talent tree has 25% revive speed on a talent called Providence you should take in every build. That is 61% revive speed. You can get a person back on their feet in less than 2 seconds from being downed. When we come out here, the Ogren taunts and pulls everything. We throw 1 strike, walk over to this guy and get him the fuck up, okay? Like right now at 9:13, we could walk to this guy. By 9:14, we could have him back on his feet by 9:16, and we could have him in the fight killing stuff. Every second that you have 1 person on the ground is another second that something could go sideways, and you could lose the game right then and there. It's another second that they're not killing, and the enemies are massing up. Clearly, we have a problem with killing, like DPS. So what's the time? Like, we're still not doing it. Okay, this guy would be, remember, he was back on his feet at 9:16. And, okay, now he's on his feet, and it is 9:24. He was on the ground for 8 seconds that he didn't need to be on the ground for. And note that he had a shout ready to go when he got up. We used a chorus. What we were doing was we were sitting here and waiting for our chorus cooldown to get up to protect him when he was getting up. The Ogren already had this shit taunted. Just get him up, bro. It'll take like half a second. And clearly Caps Lock knows that he can do this, so he can get these super fast reses. Because when we come out here, because we get to this next step out here, in a little while, you'll see the Ogren gets grabbed by the Chaos Spawn, and he gets him up at the end of the chorus, like immediately, because he knows he has the fast res. So let's get to this next portion out here. This is the death, right? This is the place where runs die on this map, because you have the low ground. This area is super, super dangerous. It's incredibly, it's a killing field for you, not for the enemies, because enemies can spawn over here. They can spawn up here and take this entire high ground with cover. They can spawn in this tunnel over here. They can spawn in this door inside this little shack and then come out. This is where like bursters and trappers and stuff love to spawn. This is completely open. The one place you have to fall back into is a dead end behind you here. So like the doors close and you are trapped in that room with the health station. And the number of times I've seen players getting trapped into that tiny little room, well, it goes up by 2 during this video, basically, right? Because they just keep falling back in there. Get yourselves into this building over here and go upstairs, or go down this tunnel over here and just go that way. You need to remove the number of angles these enemies can get to you at, because what inevitably happens is you think you're fine and good. Again, another I should point it out here, another wasted chorus. We are taking 0 damage. Also, look at the veteran. The veteran's going to shout while we're using our chorus. Cool, good use of that. There is 0 damage coming towards the team. There is 0 threatening enemies around the team, right? What are we chorusing for? We're giving our team a 10-second gold buff that we just got again from the veteran. Let the veteran waste his fucking shit every like 20 seconds, okay? We need to be holding ours. And additionally, what's the play right now? You know, if you're me and I'm in the spot where this chorus zealot is, because I tend to think I'm a pretty good chorus zealot. Maybe that's why I'm being a little bit elitist about this, but like, you know, chorus zealot is kind of like my baby. That's how I crutch all the way to have 40. What can we do with chorus zealot? Literally anything, right? The game cannot punish you appropriately when you are using chorus. What could we do? We have a player who's down. What could we do? What could the game do to stop us if we all went in here and went over the top and just dropped down on top of them, or we went through this tunnel and walked over them and just walked right up to the thing? What could it do? If it spawned 10 Crushers and 3 Reapers on top of this person's body, doesn't matter. We use chorus, they all stand there like dumbasses while we get them back on their feet, then we disengage, and now we have our Flame Staff Cycle with Bubble back up, right? We need to be playing to get this person back up. We are not that far away from them. This is like a 20-second walk, and we have a shout, we have a taunt, and we have a chorus that can just, you know, and we've got grenades, right? We could just be getting this person. It would be free. But instead, we are using our choruses and just standing here in the open to fight every single fucking enemy. I mean, it's Havoc, right? You have to make progress. You cannot stand around and fight every horde over and over and over again. There is no downtime. So you're going to be standing here. You guys clearly aren't killing fast enough. So you're just going to be standing here fighting for days. Poor Psyker, you know, his fault for dying. And then here we're going to get distracted. And here's the lethality of this open area is we get distracted for a second. We see, oh, here's a guy I can shoot some. And then, oh my god, look at that. Would you look at that? 15 gunners just to materialize out of nowhere. They're on the high ground. They're over here. You can't deal with that, right? There's no way you can deal with that. And because we're Relic Blade and not Dueling Sword, we can't start slip sliding, diving and ducking and get out of there. We have to slow walk our ass back to cover, basically. We are super exposed and we don't have any resources to get away. In the meantime, also the veteran got gunned down by that surprise volley as well. Because remember, he used his shout during our chorus, so no one had any gold toughness prevention. So yeah, now we're forced back into the hole again. Just very, very lucky that we didn't get a pox bomb while we were down in the hole, but inevitably, like, you know, the hole goes a little bit sideways here, and we're clearing this stuff. I just don't think the Relic Blade is a good weapon. We need to practice a lot more with Relic Blade before we use it, because we're just like using Unpower like 75% of the time. I feel like just use a simpler weapon with better like stats for this sort of build, and I promise you it'll go smoother. Because like, yeah, we don't need to be like thinking about all the mechanics of the Relic Blade and like, you know, clutching a game with chorus. We get trapped here, and watch how like close this is to just being a loss. The Ogryn literally has 14 HP. If there was a single melee enemy here to hit him, he would be dead, because he's gonna get Ogryn taxed. He can't get away from this fucking mutant, because for whatever reason, Ogryns are the one class in the game that can't, like, instant kill mutants with melee. So he has to use a taunt here, and finally fucking gets him off. Thank God the sniper doesn't shoot him through the skull there. But they get outside, and finally, this is where we see him make the second good chorus, right here. Okay, so his Ogryn gets downed, and this Chaos Spawn is coming in. He's getting it. He knows he needs to push the Chaos Spawn back before he does anything. There you go, right on the end of that, and you can get the res. Boom, there you go. That's how fast the res can come out, okay? We could be getting people up so fast. Very lucky the Flamer like forgets how to aim midway through that, and we get over here. Okay, right here, this is your last chance. This is literally the last off-ramp to Doom. Be honest with yourself at this point. Are you two, you and the Ogre, going to be able to fight and defeat the special trickle plus the random gunners that are scattered around here and this chaos spawn, and then go get the res together? Survey says no, right? This is your chance to run the fuck away. The Ogre or the chaos spawn or whatever just threw you clear. That's the game telling you, hey, go try to get your allies up. Because worst case scenario, you go over there and it pulls a bunch of fucking bosses and the twins show up and they just ream you. Best case scenario, there's nobody there and you just get them up and you come back and save the Ogre. This scenario that you're having right here is just fighting a losing fight. We got to be honest with ourselves at this point. Are we putting any damage out? Like, how much damage have we really done so far, right? I don't think we've done like almost anything. Like, we're not killing bosses. The Ogre's not doing any damage. We're not doing any damage. This is going to take far too long. The game's going to continue to summon bullshit. Just run over there and see if you can get the res. And you know what? We got 40 seconds on our ultimate. Maybe the ultimate will come up. You can walk out there and get the res on the back of the ultimate. Anything is better than doing what we do here, which is, you know, as you just saw a second ago, run out here and... yeah, this. Boom, dead. That's an unfair attack, but yeah, I mean, we were dead either way. Okay, so I mean, there's look pretty harsh, you know, criticism from me, certainly, but hey, you know, we're trying to improve here, and there is a lot of improvements that could be made. Watch the members only videos, because I'll be putting out a Chorus Zealot playthrough of Havoc 40 in like a day or two's time, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you learned something. GG, bye.